Yoga as a practice has a very old history, especially Raj Yoga that started almost 72 generations before Raja Dasharath. Raj Yoga is considered to be as the kingly thing amongst all yogas. That's why Raja Yoga. And what is the Raja in a human life? It's the mind. It rules the human life. So regulating this mind, regulating our life in such a way that as an individual one flourishes, and as individual flourishes, each member in the family flourishes, community flourishes, nation flourishes, and as a result, if everyone on this planet did practice, then there is a pause of peace and prosperity, age-old dream of Indian tradition, civilization. For that we have to really understand what yoga means. Yajyuti iti yoga, one that joins, one that unites. And what is it that we are trying to unite? My lower consciousness with higher consciousness. My individual self with cosmic self. Similarly, the purpose of religion is exactly the same. Religion. Legion is a word from legare, to join, and relegare means to rejoin. Same purpose. When we do practice asanas and pranayams, it's wonderful. But if you remain disturbed at mental level, not centered within yourself, then asanas and pranayamas will not yield much. Dhyanmayi banke, while remaining meditative, if we practice pranayamas in a meditative state, while remaining in meditative state, if we can do asanas, it fulfills many requirements of a bhakta, of a devotee. For example, in Sufi tradition, in Islam, as well as in our bhakti traditions, these are parallel lines where zikra and fikra, prem and restlessness towards God, they are born automatically. Zikra and fikra. Constant remembrance is an outcome of a meditative state. Right after meditation, when we enter into the world, doing all kinds of things, it easily gets destroyed and mutated to our disadvantage. But if we remain meditative post-meditation in all our actions, then it becomes very effective. Yoga has many approaches. One can approach through Hatha Yoga, can approach through Bhakti Yoga, can approach through Raj Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, you name it. There are so many variations, approaches of yoga. The main thing, as a result of it, the goal is this, to arrive at a union. And how are we going to arrive at a union? For that, again we have to revisit the definition of yoga from Patanjali's perspective. He says, Yoga iti chitta vritti nirodha. It is not just regulation of the mind, but anything that becomes avarodha to the expansion of my chit, meaning my consciousness, has to be removed. So, yoga in another way is also about improving my consciousness so that with this improved, purified, and simplified consciousness, the result will be automatic oneness with the ultimate. And as we purify our consciousness, the first two steps of Ashtanga Yoga becomes very naturally appealing to such an individual. Yama means what not to do, to kill all the weaknesses. The great sage Patanjali, not for nothing he used the first step with a name, Yama. Yama means Lord of Death. What are we supposed to kill as Yama? Our own weaknesses. That is the beginning step of yoga. That does not mean that we have to first have control over weaknesses. No. Let the first step be yoga so consciousness can appreciate what not to do and what to do. What to do comes under the field of yama. Then comes asanas. Asanas are all about how to make our physical body extremely flexible and energized. This kosha, avaran we call it, annamaya kosha, has to have balanced energy. The energy channels all throughout this annamaya kosha has to be harmonized and should remain in equilibrium. Anytime one falls sick, anytime one remains emotionally disturbed, it affects various koshas, not only Annamaya kosha, but it will end up disturbing Manomaya kosha, Vigyanmaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha. All koshas are disturbed. And finally, what becomes of the Anandamaya kosha, it also remains disturbed. But if we have the mastery over Manomaya kosha, Vigyanmaya, I think we can progress on the outermost koshas as well as the innermost kosha. In Swami Vivekananda's terminology, we call it moving into superconsciousness and submerging our awareness into subconscious field. Pratyahara is all about focusing our attention on what is relevant, what is important to us. Withdrawing our attention from the outworld into what matters, the heart, the feelings of the heart. And with those feelings, retaining a chain of those feelings, the idea, not just now and then, like the drops of water. Kabhi you had one thought, then another thought, then or one assumption, another assumption, or one feeling, and after some time the same feeling repeats, and after 2-3 hours the same feeling appeals. That is not dhara. That is not the stream. That is not dhara. Continuous flow of the feelings one carries in one's heart. And only when I am able to retain this feeling as a dhara, as one continuous stream, I can remain absorbed in dhyan. And ultimately, God willing, we attain more and more improved and more refined states of samadhis. Anyway, India is all about such advancements, and it's not just a new thing. India has been priding on this one fundamental principle, which said, Sarve bhavantu sukhina, Sarve santu nirama. You all know this, that may all be happy, may all be free from illness, may all see what is auspicious, and may no one suffer. This is the innate culture, innate ideology, the fundamental principle we are taught from our childhood. We seek peace, not just for Indians, not just for Hindus, but the people of all religions, all nations, and perhaps if we extend our ideas throughout the universe, the manifested universe. Our sages also talks about, may there be peace all throughout this manifested as well as unmanifested invisible universe. May there be peace. We have such a lofty goal. Let's make advancement. Our beloved Prime Minister Modi ji has launched this International Day of Yoga every year, June 21st. And it started in 2014. It's a wonderful thing. It has become a household name. Like scientists, I invite one and all to see that if asanas can be done, pranayams can be done, and see what difference does it make in our day-to-day life. Later on, after 1 month of such a practice, incorporate dhyana leading to samadhi, meditation leading to high level of superconsciousness. And not just ordinary meditation, but meditation that is supported by yogis of caliber who can transmit their essence, the essence of the source. Pranasya pranaha. We are all too familiar with the energy required by this Annamaya Kosha, the Bhautik Sarir. We are also familiar with the energy required for Manomaya, Vijnanmaya and Pranamaya Koshas, our subtle body or the Sukshma Sarir. But hardly any one of us pay the attention to this Anandamaya Kosha, the Karan Sarir. When we do pay attention to this Karan Sarir, the cause of all, then we will be able to appreciate this pranahuti, pranasya pranaha, one that enriches this prana. One would wonder, why would prana need to be nourished? But let your experiments begin and prove it to yourself that see how one can really become joyful in our everyday mundane life. Yoga is not just about closing eyes and twisting your organs, your limbs in an acrobatic way. No, it's much more than that. These days, once again appreciating the efforts of the Prime Minister of India, we have moved into 170 countries where it is being practiced, from Dehradun to Durban, from Shanghai, China to Chicago, USA, from Jakarta, Indonesia to Johannesburg, South Africa. It is also very encouraging to note that Pakistan, our beloved brother, also is getting yoga-centric. Mr. Samsad Haider is also known as popularly in Pakistan as Ramdev of Pakistan. Even in Saudi Arabia, once upon a time, there was no room for such practices. But India did recognize one lady, I don't have her name at the moment in my head, but she was recognized and she is thriving well. For practicing such a thing, she was jailed for many, many years. But again, as the understanding of yoga expands in the world, it has become more and more acceptable. One would dream to see a day when yoga can also become part of Olympics. Our schools across India can also enjoy yoga as sports. May there be statewide competition, may there be national competition. Sports is the way how to encourage our youth to embrace and accept something which is unique, something that can contribute to their individual welfare. And I would also like to propose, if bureaucrats, politicians are listening to this talk, maybe today, maybe later in the future, may such a day also can become a sports day, yoga sports day worldwide, on an auspicious occasion of Patanjali's birthday or Modiji's birthday. And those who are having connection can spread this world, spread the word that this either of this day can become the yoga sports day at an international level. See? I would not take much time because we have a lot of marriages to also attend. And there is one remote wedding also. So, and I also have many other announcements. So where to begin?
Dear brothers and sisters, Namaste.
Anyway, many of you are aware of my Nagpur, recent Nagpur trip, where we made some crossroads in understanding organizations, especially RSS. The message we both share is that of unity. We should not behave like Tom and Jerry, the cartoon that we have watched as children, fighting, going after each other. That was the message that was conveyed, that let's all Indians especially, all citizens within their own countries advance and later on combine as one humanity. Differences will always be there, but we must respect each other's differences. Some politically motivated individuals will thrive. They have no other things to do. That's the only thing they have known. When a Hindu kills someone for killing something like a cow, let's not paint all Muslims with one brush and say all are jihadis or terrorists. And similarly, Islamists, Muslims also should not think just because one person was killed by a gunda or a thug and don't make it political. When a mosque in Islamabad kills, in a mosque in Islamabad, where 200, 300,000 people are killed by their own Muslim brother or sister, who do you blame then? Hindu? Christian? Let's stop this blame game on other religions and come together as brothers. Otherwise, we all will be answerable to the Almighty God. That was the message. Many people did remark, why am I in this camp of RSS? Why not? They have their ideologies, national spirit. Strong nation is required, strong values are required. They are training for nationalism, not against any religion. If somebody perpetrates this idea, then it is the personal idea that they are against such and such a religion. But I have experienced, I have seen, it is not the case. In our schools also, we were taught, every country teaches to honor their motherland or fatherland. And the next step is to honor each other. This is not against any religion. Next topic I like to share, while being there, we had the opportunities of meeting very important people of Madhya Pradesh. So the forest by heartfulness is getting a real good momentum. I like to seek a help of volunteers nationwide available for many things. One thing is, with this road widening that is happening all across the country, many trees are getting destroyed. The government of India has written to us, seeking our help in helping them transplant the roadside trees instead of miles away, just few yards away from the main road. I would like to train at least 5,000 individuals in our ashram who can learn this art of transplanting. And for such transplanting efforts, the government will be reimbursing them. The dues available will be at par. You will not have any loss. Of course, there are rules and regulations how to do it. Let's begin this by first learning how to transplant. Those who are jobless can find a job. Those who are business oriented, they can start a company, hire a few people, and begin a transplant company. Another thing that has developed is one experiment, greening the mountains. Most of our mountains dry up during summer times. Even in monsoon time, you can see a naked mountain without any plants or trees. In many places, it's like that. And when plants and trees are not there, the erosion begins. So one thing leads to another. We have been invited to green all these mountains, but experiments are needed because we have never worked on mountain before, except a small one in Mehboob Nagar, very successful. But such efforts need enormous amount of funds. Earlier I had made announcements, after Kanha, no more. I will not ask you for funds. Those who have the abilities, those who have the connection with the companies who can share their CSR funds are most welcome. And for all those CSR initiatives and donation, I would wish you contact our accounts at heartfulness.org. It's very easy to remember. Accounts at heartfulness.org. Then, with many changes happening in our organization, at an organizational level, administrative level, We have many zones, as you know. With every center, we have a center coordinator. Likewise, we have zonal coordinators. Within each state, we have zones. And now there are so many zones to convey messages from the headquarters and to receive from them has become very challenging. And hardly any zonal coordinator finds time to even connect with me. Very rarely they send me report. There is no proactive mechanism. Though we have formed such a system at an administrative level, active role is required. It's not just a post. In order to facilitate and take this further, above them we have created regional facilitators, which is at a statewide level. So we have roughly about 20-25 regional facilitators for each state. Gujarat will have one regional facilitator, Madhya Pradesh will have one, Tamil Nadu will have one, Telangana, Andhra, like that, each state, except Northeast. I'll be sharing with you the names of all those individuals. You can directly write to them. Or if you don't feel like writing, you can write directly to President's office at president at Heartfulness or president at SRCM.org or joint secretary at SRCM.org. Land related matters, land at heartfulness.org. Ashram improvements, infrastructure improvement. There are individuals will be sharing with you their email addresses as well as their phone numbers. But most people have no idea whom to contact under various situations. Now, another very important announcement is of Pujya Chariji Maharaj's birthday anniversary is upcoming 24th of July. So as usual, we'll be celebrating this auspicious day on 23rd, 24th and 25th. You can make your own travel arrangements. Any details that you may require, you can always contact manager at Kanha. Very important again announcement is youth seminar. One of the largest Heartfulness youth seminar in collaboration with AICTE and UNESCO. MGIEP is being organized as International Youth Conference, being hosted at Kanha, Shanti Vanam from August 12th to 14th to 2022 this year. This will be the largest youth seminar of Heartfulness where we expect more than 10,000 youth members from all over the world. I would like all youth to register as we are expecting a lot of inspirational speakers for this, along with double Grammy Award winner, Ricky Cage, who would also be present here for his effort on kindness concert. You can get more information by visiting heartfulness.org/kindness. There are tons and tons of announcements. I think I'll stop it because most of you are not even writing, and after 2 minutes you'll be asking each other, what did he say? So let's not ignore our anxious couples. Okay.